Israel welcomes the spirit of the Arab Peace Initiative and welcomes a dialogue with Arab states to advance a broader peace. I believe that for that broader peace to be fully achieved, the Palestinians have to be part of it. I'm ready to begin negotiations to achieve this today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. President Abbas spoke here an hour ago. Wouldn't it be better if instead of speaking past each other, we were speaking to one another? President Abbas, instead of railing against Israel at the United Nations in New York, I invite you to speak to the Israeli people at the Knesset in Jerusalem. And I would gladly come to speak to the Palestinian parliament in Ramallah. Ladies and gentlemen, while Israel seeks peace with all our neighbors, we also know that peace has no greater enemy than the forces of militant Islam. We foiled Palestinian terror attacks in Judea, Samaria, the West Bank, and we deter missile attacks from Hamas-controlled Gaza. That's the same Hamas terror organization that cruelly, unbelievably cruelly, refuses to return 3 of our citizens and the bodies of our fallen soldiers, Oron Shaul and Hadar Golden. Hadar Golden's parents, Leah and Simcha Golden, are here with us today because Israel is capable of defending itself by itself against any threat. I'm filled with hope. Of our fighting men and women is second to none. I'm filled with hope because I know the forces of civilization will ultimately triumph over the forces of terror. I'm filled with hope because in the age of innovation, Israel, the innovation nation, is thriving as never before.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Palestinian Corner from Montreal, and this is our 24th episode devoted to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, known as Bibi. He was born in Tel Aviv on 21st of October 1949. He also served as a member of the Knesset and chairman of the Likud party. Now, Netanyahu has been elected Prime Minister of Israel 4 times. He served with the Israeli Defense Forces shortly after the Six-Day War in 1967, and he took part in many military missions, and he was shot in the shoulder. His brother also was killed, and his son was paralyzed by Palestinian militants. He also graduated with a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science. In his speech at the United Nations, he proposed for President Abbas not to pass by his mission without saying at least hi, and he welcomed him to speak at the Knesset, and that he would like to be invited to speak on the Palestinian Legislative Council in Ramallah. Great ideas indeed. Perhaps none of the Palestinian advisors carry the message to President Abbas. Netanyahu is, however, critical of President Abbas over the security issue and his leniency with Hamas. The party of Fatah has been meeting with Hamas for several years over Palestinian reconciliations with no concrete agreement. Picky is Hamas style in reconciliations, which frustrate Palestinians more than anybody else. President Abbas acknowledges that there are coordinations between the Palestinian and Israeli security units with a large compound in Ramallah. Both security forces work together to control activities relating to security and terrorism, including Hamas. Perhaps Mr. Netanyahu is exaggerating a bit the security issue in Israel, for security is a problem all over the world. And all countries, including the USA, France, and Germany, to name few, suffer from it. Israel, secure and technologically advanced, as Mr. Netanyahu said in his speech. So why the fuss then? It seems that Mr. Netanyahu sees Israeli security as a nightmare. He is no doubt encouraging anxiety and fear among the Israelis and put other countries on the edge. There is no doubt over-exaggeration as well in penalizing the civilians' population with such a great number of Israeli army checkpoints and giving army protection to militant settlers to pass or grab Palestinian lands freely. No doubt, there is room for improving the security issues and leave it to the professionals, to the hand of professional security people to do their work in full coordination without interference from politicians. Moreover, settlers should be under scrutiny as much as Palestinian militants to stop this violent cancer from spreading for so long and to reach an end to this aging Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Let's move on. بنيامين نتنياهو رئيس الوزراء الإسرائيلي الحالي ولد في تل أبيب بعد إقامة دولة إسرائيلية بعام 49 وخدم في الجيش الإسرائيلي وحصل على ماجستير في العلوم واشتغل كسفير في الأمم المتحدة ووزير خارجية ووزير مالية. هو طبعا حاليا ترأس حزب الليكود وانتخب رئيس الوزراء الإسرائيلي 4 مرات في فترات متفاوتة. طبعا سمعناه يقول في خطابه في الأمم المتحدة مستعد يقعد مع الرئيس عباس في مفاوضات مباشرة وهو يدعوه ليخطب في الكنيسة الإسرائيلية وهو مستعد يخطب في المجلس التشريعي الفلسطيني في رام الله. وهو يقول الرئيس عباس يمر من أمام بعثته في الأمم المتحدة ويفضل ما يحكي عليه ما يقولوش مرحبا لكن يحكي عليه. يعني اللي بيسمع كلامه بيقول العيب فينا كقيادة فلسطينية لا موافقين على مفاوضات مباشرة ولا قابلين دعوته ولا قادرين نحل موضوعنا مع حماس اللي كل بلاد العالم ضد عبثياتهم الأمنية اللي دمرت القطاع والقضية وسمعتنا دوليا. يعني شو لما ترى حنضل نقول صهاينة ونردح لبعض ومدنيين ومدنيهم اللي يعانوا من هالورطة الأمنية ولا حل في الأفق. بدنا حل بالزايد أو الناقص حتى يعيش شعبنا مثل العالم. لنا في داخل إسرائيل 2,000,000 من شعبنا وكثير من شبابنا بيعملوا في الجيش الإسرائيلي كمان ويحكوا عربي والعربات الإسرائيلية داخلة وطالعة من رام الله والمطاعم وكافيهات رام الله بتشوف تل أبيب والقدس. شو يعني ما في حدا عنده فيسبوك يقول موافق لأجي أزورك؟ بس متى؟ نتنياهو رئيس وزراء إسرائيل متحدث جيد باللغة الإنجليزية ويتقن عرض قضيته بأسلوب واضح ومنطقي ومش محتاج مترجم إنه يمد يده للقيادة الفلسطينية. شو المانع للرئيس الفلسطيني يمد يده له وهو يقول نحن معترفين كسلطة بدولة إسرائيل وحل الدولتين ومستعد يفاوض بدون شرطة. خلصونا بقى. أنا بعمل مكالمة التليفون بتصل بالماسنجر يعني مش هالمشكلة. Let's go back to excerpts from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Israel remains committed to resolving the outstanding differences between us and the Palestinians through direct negotiations. This is how we made peace with Egypt. This is how we made peace with Jordan. It's the only way we'll make peace with the Palestinians. That has always been Israel's policy. That has always been America's policy. I think that the decisions that are vital to Israel's interests and the future of its children, they won't be made through speeches in Washington or votes in the United Nations or conferences in Paris. My vision is that Israelis and Palestinians both have a future of mutual recognition, of dignity, mutual respect, coexistence. That's why my hundreds of calls to sit with President Abbas for peace talks have gone unanswered. That's why my invitation to come to the Knesset was never answered. That's why the Palestinian government continues to pay anyone who murders Israelis a monthly salary. The persistent Palestinian refusal to recognize a Jewish state remains the core of the conflict, and its removal is the key to peace. Palestinian rejection of Israel and support for terror are what the nations of the world should focus on if they truly want to advance peace.
سامعوني؟ ايوه 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 ايوه.
قدام عيون حلوين وهيك هيك بيرقص قلبي، كتير بحبك دق قلبك، تعرف قلبي مالين، جينا نرقص يلا نرقص ايد بايد، يا عيني يا ليلي ما احلاكي ولا حلاكي، بدي غني وفرح قلبي. قدام عيون حلوين وهيك هيك بيرقص قلبي، كتير بحبك دق قلبك، تعرف قلبي مالين، جينا نرقص يلا نرقص ايد بايد، يا عيني يا ليلي ما احلاكي ولا حلاكي، بدي غني وفرح قلبي. يا عيوني كيف بدي احتار، ولفتة عينك وعينك بتخليني شوف، ولهفة قلبك بتنسيني كتار، وحبي لمين يا عين لمين لمين معروف، وحبي لمين